Okay, Pinky and the Mancubus.
We're actually going to do the questions now before Pinky and the Mancubus because I don't want to hear my own track.
Okay, fine.
So I will delay it. The Q&A, the most important part of every VPC Yoked Bros review.
It really is. Okay, let me find. I think I have most of them.
I think you have most of them. They're written somewhere.
Here we go. Okay, so Anthony R. asks, will there be nudity? I answered this for you and said no.
I'll give you a little nudity. I'll throw a little nudity.
Not here.
Oh, I'm doing it. Doing it. So I'm going to unzip my Borderlands hoodie. My Tina Borderlands hoodie. Don't body shame me.
I'm not body shaming you. I'm just side-eyeing the camera.
And then I'm gonna give it a little nipple, a little nice ring of Irish hair around the nipple to protect it from things that would get into the nipple. I don't know. So yeah, there's a little nudity for you. All right.
You're so lucky. Cosplay is a generous man. So Josh K asks if we will be doing a Cinnamon Coke review.
You know what? Let's do that right now.
Okay. Where'd it go?
So today's Yoked Bros is brought to you by Cinnamon Coke.
Because fuck it.
Now, I'm a big guy, but this is a small can.
Why is it small?
Because
we're in America.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't buy this. Josh K bought it.
Okay.
This is Cinnamon Coke. And it is delicious to me, so I'm going to take a sip. I know what I think.
Okay.
I'm curious what Shubzilla thinks.
I should have brought a glass of water so that I could cleanse the palate. That's fine.
Okay.
This tastes like regular Coke.
It does. It's only in the after flavor that I think the other cinnamon comes through.
Yeah.
Take another swig of it.
It still tastes like Coke.
Yeah, for me, I think what it does do a good job at is not tasting like a Red Hot.
Yeah.
Which is my least favorite kind of cinnamon flavoring.
Yeah. I mean, like
that's an oil.
It's a touch of cinnamon. Am I impressed? No.
So
I'm not. No.
From this, what I'm impressed is, and this is a tiny little can, but what I'm impressed is I could drink like a 20 ounce of this. Like I would drink a 20 ounce of Coke, and I would be like, "Oh, that's good."
Okay.
Most flavored sodas, I think, don't. They come so strong with the flavor that I can't like drink a significant amount of it. And when you're my size and you're used to drinking a 12-pack of soda a day, you're drinking a significant amount of beverage. But
Word.
Cinnamon Coke, Shubzilla not impressed. Steve impressed. I won't switch to it because it has calories in it. Like I won't, and I don't need the added calories. I got cheeseburgers to eat. But but overall, that's good. Okay, what's the next question? That was a question.
So Matthew M asks, "How's your day?"
Pretty good. Busy for me, lazy for Shubs, but busy for me. I got a D&D session tonight where I'm running a kind of a steampunky 5th ed mod D&D campaign at a place called Zulu's Board Games, which is here in the Seattle suburb area of Bothell. And I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm very excited to do that and see my campaign friends for that. So yeah. So that's it's going to be a good day. It's been a busy day, but it'll be a good day. Thank you, VPC, for having mostly decent tracks this round.
Yeah. All right. TSC asks, "What in round 4? What's your favorite? What's the favorite or your favorite book of literature that is featured?" And what characters are you looking forward to seeing or hearing battle?
So, let me go back to the round 4.
Yeah, TL, let me know if that is accurate.
Yeah, let me go back to the round 4. How am I going to find it?
Epic rap battles of literature.
Epic rap battles of literature. That's what it is, and that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, this is nerdcore hip hop, so
it's probably not on the website yet. So I need to get to the list.
I haven't LARPed, but Steve has. Have you LARPed, Steve?
Yeah, I've LARPed.
Okay, yeah. Like, I've been to a LARP,
So was it the question just have you LARPed?
Yeah, Mike was asking.
Yeah, I've LARPed. Not a lot. I've only guested in some things. I don't like LARP. It's not a judgment on what LARPing is. I'm fine with role-playing, and I'm fine with people that like it. I just don't.
Yeah, it's just not your swag.
It's not my swag. I'm a very involved role player at a tabletop. Yeah. At a D&D, and I like doing voices, and even though I'm terrible at them, and I like doing things that are kind of over the top for that. But with LARPing, the amount of commitment that goes into it is just not what I'm into. And I like doing it for like a few hours, not like a day. And that's what LARPing kind of ends up being. It's like, it might be an evening, but it's usually a big chunk of time.
Right.
I'm going to look up Tia's question once I can friggin' find the list of literature. Okay. And so while I'm doing that, what's the next question?
So Zachary L. asks, who am I? Where am I? So that's a two-part question.
Zachary L. asks, who am I? Where am I?
Yeah, so you are Zachary L. And where are you is a great question that I would ask you back. Where are you right now, Zachary L? Because I don't know.
Here's that video from...
yeah, okay, I saw that one. What a treat.
I just like Ryan's face.
Yeah, just so
Something
into
about
it.
his face. He's just so expressive.
I mean, there's so much joy. So much joy.
Well, because he's got almost a naturally grumpy-looking face, but he's such a happy guy.
Yeah. And then his partner's over yonder. Bobby Arson over there just trying to snooze. I mean, I'm ready to hear the Hunger Games battle rap. I think that's between Katniss and President Snow. So that's going to be a fun one. I think other pairings. There is a missed opportunity with Shakespeare in general. Because I would like.
It's almost weird that Shakespeare's not in it.
Well, I mean, it is.
Oh yeah, Hamlet's in
Hamlet
it, right?
versus Gildersleeve, I think.
Yeah.
Which I think is a weird pairing. I would have, and I wrote this in on one of the threads, but I would have loved to see like Titus versus whoever that was who's Queen of the Goths. Like, that would be sick as fuck, because, well, one, Titus Andronicus is my favorite Shakespearean play.
I don't think it's up on the site, but it might be.
Yeah, it is. It's right here.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So...
what are the literature pieces?
So, Harry Potter, A Song of Ice and Fire, Twilight, Fight Club, Hamlet, Animal Farm, Sherlock Holmes, A Series of Unfortunate Events, LOTR, Aesop's Fables, 1984, Moby Dick, Dracula, Beowulf, Hunger Games, The Shining, Alice in Wonderland, The Little Mermaid, The Raven, American Gods, and then Jekyll and Hyde.
So here's the deal. I like some of these, but this is a lot of, and it has to be for how they decided to do the round where they just assigned people stuff. This is a lot of like first pass ideas on what you could do. And I understand that you want literature most people know or are aware of. I really liked Animal Farm. Animal Farm I'm in on.
Animal Farm bad be hella no.
Animal Farm I'm in on. What else do I like? I like
the Fight Club one is gonna be sick. Tyler Durden versus a narrator.
Yeah.
That one will be
that'll
nice.
be fun. But like I'm interested in a lot of the teams because I know a lot of the teams will do well with them. But as individual properties, they're all big, broad strokes, which they kind of have to be. I would have put up, because I've always thought this, and one day there will be a Death Star song because it's a Death Star thing. Villain of the Day was always going to have a version of it where one of the villains was the book, The Fountainhead. Not like Ayn Rand, just the book itself. And I would have loved to see like a more jokier take on that, where it's like Ayn Rand versus common sense and logic, and everything. I'm excited for mine because I get to be Big Brother in 1984.
That's exciting.
And I know this might come as a surprise, but as a white guy, I know how to oppress people. So I don't like doing it in real life, but god damn it, is it source material. I am currently listening to 1984 via Audible right now, and I will rewatch the film. I read it in high school, and then I read it again about 10 years ago. So I'm fairly familiar with the content, but I want it real fresh. I want to use a lot of references of it. My Yoked Bros challenge to anyone that watches these videos in this section of it, or is watching the live stream right now.
It's burnt.
Yeah, it's burnt like crazy. My Yoked Bros challenge is this. I want you to do your song as a battle rap against the other thing. But I want you to also think about your song out of context of a battle rap and how it would play all on its own, and seeing if you can integrate the themes and causations and motivations of your character into the delivery so that your song, while clearly a battle rap in context, out of context, it seems to be more of a position.
Oh, I think I can do that.
And I think a lot of these allow for that. Yeah. And so I would like to see that. That's my goal for my 1984. Fortunately, we are currently deep in the stupidest version of politics right now, so it will not be hard. But yeah, so challenge to you: make your song both a battle rap and a song that outside of a battle rap, or really knowing like the theme of VPC, it can still be very much about Lord of the Rings or Lemony Snicket or Animal Farm or The Raven, because those are bigger pieces of literature, right?
Can they still be a song?
Could it be a song though if it wasn't a battle rap?
Right.
And that's what I think it needs to do to really elevate it to that competing for 9/10 level. Because otherwise, I think it will come across as maybe you do some sick, clever burns and it's a great track, but I would like to see it be usable outside of being one of two parts. So yeah, and that's the end of the Q&A as far as I know. It is. So thank you for your questions. Always happy to ask them. Always happy to show a little skin for some audience approval. Pinky and the Mancubus. This is me. Unlike Shubs, I don't just shout 10 out of 10 on my own stuff. Oh. No. I gave myself a 10, or I'm giving myself a 10, I should say. But I don't just shout. I have thoughts. But I'm more curious about your thoughts, Shubs.
I like how you have to rap over a very chipper beat.
It's like
I can hear the struggle of, this is a chipper beat, but all I want to do is just self-deprecate.
Yep.
But yet
talk about the end of the world.
Yeah. No, I think you do a great job in talking about the end of the world. I miss hearing that Luda-esque swing that you do. You gotta lean into that.
I couldn't do it on this beat at the BPM.
But I think there's some elements in there that you can definitely incorporate.
It's very common after we finish a track that I have all these notes for the track, and I do. I would have probably dropped the chorus I have, done some rapping on it over the chorus beat, and then use this part as the actual chorus, because it's kind of what became the actual chorus.
Android Companion, right?
Android Companion, yeah.
Okay. I just always called it y'all's song.
Yeah.
So.
I really like how this third movement of singing came out.
Yeah.
I was having struggle trying to find my rhythm for it, and then I heard it in the second verse, and I really like my swing on this, and so now I would go back and from this point work on the verse delivery of verse 1 and not make it all exactly the same. But I had a lot of fun writing multis for it. I don't mind multis at all. They are constricting to what you can narrate, but I think they're good. But yeah, overall, I think this was a decent track. But yeah, it came out good. If I were giving it a non-10 score, because I'm going to support myself with a 10, but if I was giving it a non-10 score, I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, that's about,
I'd probably give it a 7. I think that's where it goes. Right now it's at a 7.5. And I think that's about right. Not dead yet. Swarm. Shubs.
Now apparently this is Ryako's first swing at chiptunes, which you would never be able to tell. She knocks it out of the park. It really does. The beat is interesting. It doesn't clash with Kill's voice at all. And the track overall is really balanced. The vocals and the instrumentation aren't fighting with each other, and that was the case for quite a few songs that I've heard thus far.
Shubs, I'm going to show the audience too. So I like a song when a lot of my notes are in caps.
Oh yeah, that's
and a lot of my notes are in caps. I'm just going to read some of this. Love the beat. MC comes in right. Love how the flow evolves. Now I need to hear this live. It all feels natural. Drops so good before the second hook. I love the crash in the beat.
Careful,
this is so heavy, but it's loud, but it still feels hip hop. The third verse is amazing. I have no notes to correct this. This is a 10 out of 10. I like their first track a lot. I like their second track pretty well. Not quite as much as their first track. This is my favorite track of theirs.
Yep.
10 out of 10. Jesus.
Yep. Good job, you two.
And I am not the only one. 19 10 out of 10s on this.
They ain't wrong.
19. Only one below a 7, and the person that's just bombing everyone with ones. Yeah, this is a bang fucking track right here.
Yeah, it knocks.
So this is Mundane Monsters, Blips, and Shits.
There are times where the intro takes over the vocals.
Yeah, definitely.
And the hook's pretty catchy, which I like, and I appreciate a good Rick and Morty reference. But yeah, that intro we need to balance those intros and vocals, and that's just what I'm hearing throughout all the tracks, or most of the tracks.
Yeah. I like this. It's goofy. It fits. I think the constant half singing that's happening really works with this track. This was a good acknowledgement of how to do that. It's something that I think I would have taken had I thought of it for mine. The chorus sort of works on this. It's very catchy. It needs less words. Maybe do it half speed, delivery wise, over the beat. And then, but the same melody, the same delivery, just kind of half speed. So you trim a lot of words out of that. I love the verse. Second verse has a singing change up where the sing goes even higher.
Yeah. And
that works really well. The only real thing on the outro is the outro feels like it's killing time a bit to flesh out the 3 minutes. The second verse was straight rapping. And maybe drop the beat or thinned it out, but straight rapping rather than any kind of singing, and then gone back into the singing hook. I think that would have been a better dynamic.
Aww.
But yeah, it was a good song. I give this one, I'm on the fence between 7 and 8, so is the audience, but I'm feeling nice, so this one gets an 8. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty gets an 8. Mumm-Ra, Yoga Flame is the next track. And this is the team I'm against in round 4. Me and Mark are debating. They get to play my real opinions about 1984.
Oh, that's
as
me.
the citizen.
The citizen. I really dug the vocalist flow on this. I mean, the sample's great too. I mean, those are really my only notes.
Mm-hmm.
From what I could tell, it sounded balanced. So
yeah. My biggest notes on this one were the chorus has some padding around it. It has kind of a bridge instrumentally into it and out of it. And whereas it's fine, I don't think it actually helps the track. Also, the first time they do the chorus where they sample Yoga Flame from the game directly.
yeah.
I don't think it's as good as the second time they do the chorus. There's a little bit more beat underneath it.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds better the second time. However, I think a fix would have been in the first time if they just had the rapper say Yoga Flame in the same cadence. That would have been enough. I think the outro is nice, but I don't think it adds again. It's kind of like the padding. But the verse work, I mean, like, it has me worried about round 4 because the verse work is good. It's good flows on it, and I like the beat. So you did a great job on this track, delivering it. Chorus-wise, though, I don't think it came together until the second chorus, and with the extra padding and how I don't like the buffer around the chorus into it or out of it, I gotta give it a 7, but I think it's definitely, with some minor tweaks, an 8 or a 9. So, good work.
Cool.
Krunktomotons, rules of the game.
I like whenever Dash does like the singing into the rapping.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's
so good at transitioning between them.
Yeah.
Seamlessly.
So that's a great seamless like vocal transition. I mean, he does ad-libs. Hooray for ad-libs! Because apparently they don't happen often in this round.
Yeah, Dash unsurprisingly ad-libs. Right?
Yeah.
What I like about this is that other times I've felt like when Dash transitions or when they transition on things, it's felt more like, okay, now this piece. Okay, now this piece. And it's not so much disjointed as it isn't quite gelled. This does not have that. Everything feels very natural. Mm-hmm. All of the transitions feel right. All of the singing, all of the transitions between rap pace, all of the style, all of the cadence moves just feel very comfortable.
Yep.
And then what that means is that we get to enjoy just Dash being good, Sean Solo being good, them doing what they do well. Yeah. I like this song a lot. This is my favorite track that they've done so far. Mm-hmm. It has me on the fence of a 9 or a 10, right. Where I'm just like this might. I only had 2 notes for it, and the note was in the second verse, kind of mid the verse. It's almost like the vocal production changes gently, and it makes it a little quieter. I'm giving it a 10. It's getting a 10. It's a good song. Deserves a 10. Good work.
Job.
Good work, both of you.
Yep. Yay.
KKMDS. Okay, Boomer.
Intro's way too loud. It's way too loud. It swallows up the vocals. Now, granted, the vocals aren't as clear as they should be. Like, there are times where either the cadence falls off or just the delivery is a little sloppy.
Mm-hmm. My theory is that, so I don't like how they deliver the vocals on the chorus for the rapping portion, like little rap 2-bar. I think it's too sharp, too clipped. And then it also goes too long as a chorus. Like, the chorus is way too long on these, in my opinion. In the verse, they get real sloppy because they do this trick where they, especially in the second verse, where they have these big pregnant pauses, and they do it for like half the second verse, and you get tired of it real quick. I like the beat, but you're right, it's too loud. I like Contra, and I think verse-wise, in the first verse, it goes over the beat well enough, as far as it matches the beat well enough. But in the second verse, it kind of falls apart to me. This does have the best outro in the round of Epstein Didn't Kill Himself, which is the best outro, and is amazing. Shubs and I, when we were first listening to this on the live stream, we said that if they just done that chorus, though, as much as I don't like it, if that had been all 3 minutes of the song and then just closed with Epstein Didn't Kill Himself, 10 out of 10.
10.
But in reality, I think there's a lot of struggles in this song. Mixed quality, kind of certain delivery choices I would have made, a little bit of laziness and awkwardness in the second verse. So I'm thinking, am I thinking 5? I'm thinking 5. I gotta give it a 5. Yeah, it's just not, it's not where I think it needs to be. Okay, this is Kaiju No Uta speed run.
We can turn this up, frankly. I'm
You
okay
about
with
this
it.
one?
Yeah, here's another one where the intro is too loud. Like, I
mentioned.
we have to like not only up the volume, but I have to like, you know, close in and like, what are you saying? I like that part. Yeah. Yep. See, that build-up is great, but God, I want to hear that vocalist more. Now here we go. Now this part, I'm just like, okay, Knox, let's do this.
And then it ends.
And then, yeah, which
It
is
teases
I'm
you
just like,
with
oh
an
darn.
end.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well,
It's good and short. I think the energy of the vocalist should have come up with the end part a bit more. Like a little bit louder, a little bit louder in general, but like a little bit louder in comparison to the louder we would want it anyway. I felt like the vocals were a bit muddy because they were low in the mix. I like the beat a lot.
Yeah.
I think this is a good little super short song, but it gives you that feeling like you want more. So hopefully they flesh it out. Maybe there was a time issue. This was pretty good though. I'm gonna give it a 6, and I'm giving it a 6 mostly because it's not a full song and because the production wasn't quite there on the mix for the vocals. But you fix those things, this could go to an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Like the vocalist verse delivery wise was good. Getting it done. Helephino, fish.net. I almost don't even need to hear this because it was just like, is this another 10 out of 10?
well, I said this before, like when we were just like listening to it. But one, you can tell you know when a Helephino track is on.
Yep.
Number 2. Here's another example of somebody that can ad-lib. Like, here's some ad-libs. Ad-libs. And, you know, there's a lot of things going on with the intro, but it's not at the detriment to the entire track.
Yeah, no, the vocal is mixed well.
Celine knows their way around instrumentation.
Yep.
Shocker.
Yeah.
But what I do like, and what I've mentioned too, is that this is a song where you can sit down and listen to, and you can hear the performance. You can hear the show personship in this, which is hard to do. A lot of vocalists struggle with putting that energy and that flair into their vocals so that what you hear on the track is what you would hear on stage.
Yep. My notes. Chorus of bells. My notes are pretty simple. This song works front to back. I love it when Navi yells in the second verse, third verse piece. I like this weird little vocal cut thing bridge into the chorus again. It's all good. This is another knock it out of the park for me.
Yeah.
Helephino could not be more tooled to make dramatic, wonderful music for my listening ear.
Yeah.
Artistically, both of them land a lot in my wheelhouse of what I like in performative hip hop like this. And love it. 10 out of 10. And the audience agrees. There are 49 10 out of 10s on this track.
Good.
Shubs, your thoughts?
I feel like because I'm in so close proximity to Bill Beats, I am not at liberty to give any sort of feedback.
All right, I have feedback. Hooray for chorus. A chorus that is identifiable and immediately obvious in the beat, and it works. It works as a rap chorus. It does well. The cadence shifts enough where you just feel that it's the chorus the moment you start hearing it.
Yeah.
The beat's pretty straightforward boom bap. I mentioned in the first verse, toward the end, he picks up the pace. And I almost expected Bill Beats to do double time hats on that.
Yeah.
And they're not there. Or at least they're not obvious in the mix if they are. Great, good. I mean, again, Gross Angel can spit, so that's never been in question.
Yeah.
The gasp on the second verse was clutch. The MC, that's how you do an MC Chris reference, where you just mention it as a piece and you move on. The second verse, I think, is actually stronger than the first verse, but the song just cruises. My big complaint here is that on the production in the chorus, it's like one layer add to kind of tie it to the intro, which I like the intro of it. It's one layer add. It's not enough work, I think, on the chorus. I would have liked to see this change up a bit more as a beat. Not heavily, but a couple more layers added. Like maybe, I don't know what I would do exactly, but I would definitely just kind of punch it up a bit more. That would have taken this song up for me. But it's my favorite of their VPCs this round. So you could have just added a car alarm in the background.
No.
And this would have done. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I like the song overall. This is Flaming Arrows maxed out. This is a good song.
Yeah.
It's short. Its mixing isn't perfect. There might be problems with the mic.
Oh yeah, this is the one.
This is the one that made you dance.
I'm with it. I just need to know what the vocalist setup looks like because I feel like there's something in their room that's like messing with the quality of their vocals.
Yeah. But the song goes.
It knocks. No one is mad about it.
One of the big things on this song, and I think this is important, this beat is busy. There's a lot going on with the instrumentation. It's sprinkler hats. And everything, and they, as the vocalists, make the right choice of slowing down and just like letting them ride, so they're the groove. It's such a great contrast because Gross Beats' thing, which was just the last one, the beat is the groove tone, and Gross Angel rides it, but then gets pattery and kind of flexes abilities because that's what you would expect. And in this, it's almost the opposite, where the beat is so busy and fun to listen to, and then the rap just rides it and ends up being this like easy groove feel through the whole song. And it's short. They don't really have a hook, and that's fine because the song is only 1 minute and 42 seconds long. It's less than 1.5 minutes of actual rapping.
Not mad.
So that works.
Not mad.
Great track. The audience for some reason gives this like fucking low scores. I don't.
6?
The audience has this as a 6, and a lot of people have this as a 6 out of 10. I want to give this a 9. I might ding it for being shorter as an 8, but I also want to give it a 9 because since they didn't do a chorus, they just did a shorter song. So I'm giving it a 9. It's a 9 for me. I really like this song.
Yeah, it knocks. Whatever, though.
Double Analog, 3 robots plus 1. What were your thoughts on Double Analog? I know you got notes.
Yeah, Alpha Riff is a storyteller.
Yeah.
So the different voices they use in different parts, like I had fun with. I had fun listening to. The vocals and intro balance each other out. Like one's not overpowering the other. There's some distortion that's used, I think, in the hook that I think is dope. I vibe with it, so I'm not mad. Not mad.
I like the beat on this, and I like the vocalist on this. I don't think the beat and the vocalist go with each other.
Yeah.
I don't think this beat is nearly theatrical enough to be against this vocal. The vocal is doing so many things voice-wise, and the beat is doing its consistent tone the whole thing.
Okay, I see
and
that.
I feel like that hurts the song a little bit because it feels like the beat needs to have the same kind of level of tricks. This is like a Helephino moment, right? And I'm gonna spoiler the next review too. If I don't see Alpha Riff and MC 117, if they do a collab for the fifth round, like they have the guests, I want Alpha Riff and MC117 both to guest on a Helephino song. Because that is 3 vocalists that will deliver all the drama, all of the energy, all of the like loose, excited deliveries in a way that would just be amazing to hear. Disstopia, Unsaved. I know you're shocked.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
MC117 doing a multi-challenge. I'm so worried that he will struggle. Not worried.
Do you have any actual like notes on this one, or was it just sort of like it's good?
Well, I mean, it's great. What I will say is that the transitions between verse to hook is dope, and I think he does some sing-songy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like those.
Yeah, the singing hook and the sing.
Yeah. It's another
This
one.
is real good.
Yeah, it's another one where it's super. It's theatrical, but it's not like an over the top kind of thing, right?
Yeah, this hook. Oof. I've got one bit of feedback for this. No notes. 10 out of 10.
10.
Jesus, this is good.
Yeah.
This round has dropped some serious 10s on me.
Yeah. Good job.
Great job. All right. Do you have notes on this one, Shubs?
So I like the intro. There's something. I think with the instrumental, the kick could be a lot heavier. I think this is one where we're both in agreement that there's some treble and there's some mid-tones, but there's no
deep
foundation.
low end.
There's no low end at all.
And especially with how spaced these drums are.
Yeah.
You could add the whitest kick.
Yeah. Like it's a beat that needs more.
My big note for this, and this is a hard one to solve if you're a hip-hop artist. I want this, even at the evolution point where it goes to the distorted guitar, I want singing on this. I want it all the way through the song. It just feels like it's such a like melancholy tone, and I want it to have singing. And there's nothing they can do about this. Yes, I can talk about the MCs not living in the rhythm of the song. But like, I think the missed opportunity here, at least sing rap it, something. So I notice it through the whole thing. I love the melody of the production. Because it doesn't have that drum though, that bigger drum, no real significant low end, and I'm constantly looking for tighter flow onto the actual container of the beat as well as singing. I gotta give this one a 5. This is Class 1A Genesis mode.
Let's see here. The only note I really have right now is that the beat is busy, and it sometimes clashes with the vocals, specifically right here.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're both trying to fight
The
for
front of the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the delivery of the MC, and I like the beat, but I agree with you. They do clash. I like this chorus though.
This part I really
works.
fucks
It's
with.
nerdcore as hell.
Yeah.
Just with a little mix tweaking, I think this would be a better song. Overall, I think this deserves more than the 7.5 I think it currently has. I think this is actually an 8, and could have potentially been a 9 with a better mixing. So good work. I don't have a lot of notes for this because I think he flows well on it.
Yeah.
Other than that main one, I like all the pieces. I like the thin outs.
Yeah.
Bleak N Mild, 8-bit coffee bitch.
Oh, those laser shots were too loud.
Yeah, the
and,
laser shots are too loud.
like the vocalist flow, the vocalist flow leaves something to be desired. I think they could really do more variation on this more cadence tricks. And their energy was so low.
Yeah.
Like there's times where like the energy is low, and then like the lyrics aren't very clear.
Yeah. The mix on this is a little rough. The beat is fine, but it doesn't do enough for me. Don't like the chorus. There's not a lot that like really hits for me on this. It's not like it's technically like the verse work is a little like samey, but it's not terrible. It's not like it's off. So add some more tricks, mix up the vocals, and come with a bit more energy to it. You can still keep that low tone in your voice, but have the energy underneath it. Mm-hmm. The second verse is kind of where I want you to be. You took some takes that weren't quite perfect and just accepted them, but I know that you punch in on other takes, so I don't know what was going on there. So work on that a bit more. And is not how you should start a single word line in that, because you have all these am rhymes, and then you go and then you go into the line in the drop, and is, you don't use a conjunction for that. So yeah, there you go. 6, 5. I don't like the chorus. 5. All right, this is Anti-Hero Leaving the Planet. What were your notes on this one?
Oh, I remember the vocals coming off a little rough. It was a rough start. The hook is catchy, and I can't remember what the hell else my notes here, because I said vocalist is taking, and then I didn't finish that thought.
Vocalist is taking a space.
Yeah, it takes a while for that flow to come in. It's like,
and it's a little stilted. It gets there.
Yeah.
I like the tone of the rapper's voice, and
yeah.
I like their delivery once they're into the song. Mm-hmm. I like this beat a lot, though.
It's a great beat.
It's real sad. You don't hold on to the trick that you start there, and that's toward the end of the first verse, and that's a real detriment.
Yeah.
But we did like this hook.
Yeah, the hook is.
It's super basic, but it works real well here.
Yeah. I mean, you want people to get the hook.
And I like that it's simple while the arpeggio happens.
Yes.
So that it doesn't. Yeah. They don't fight each other. It's a hook too that you by the end of the first chorus know, so that you can join it.
Yep.
But yeah, the second verse gets a little bit better. It's more gelled. And so there you go. I want to give this a 7 out of 10, so that's what I'm going to give it. All right, this is Elite Geek Beef. So amazing. Shubs.
Strong start. like, okay, my bad. This is Elite Geek Beef song. Lots of energy from both. And they're not fighting with each other too.
They're at the same place.
And this is shit we can expect from Beefy and Tanner anyways, because they've worked together for so many years. And especially this, like the robot, I think it's the robot video.
Yeah, it's the robot video.
I mean, this is within their wheelhouse. Beefy is a dope lyricist, so I'm pretty sure this didn't take him long to do.
No. I like the hook. I like the verse. I like that Beefy not only changes up flow, but tone multiple times. Beefy's high energy delivery is great, and it's amazing live. But if we're talking about me listening to recordings, I love it when he relaxes his voice and goes low, even if he's still rapping fast. Because it's so dynamic against his upper rap. Yeah. And so it adds so much to the track. This is a good track. It's a great track. It might be my favorite so far of theirs. I don't have notes on fixing it or adjusting it. It's a 9 out of 10. It's another top shelf Elite Geek Beef track.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 10. Like, there are a few 10s I gave out. Good job.
This round has definitely had the most 10s from me.
Yeah.
Far and away. last and sure as shit not least, One Up Funk, in my opinion, along with Songbot Co., the breakout stars of the surprise. There's a lot of good competitors, and there are a lot of people that have done good tracks, but those two teams are just hitting it every round. And it's not that they're delivering perfect songs, it's they're delivering good songs every round. What were your notes?
I just thought it was a fun track. I love the hook on this.
This is so good.
Like, lately I've been paying attention to intro and vocal, like...
Blend.
Yeah, blend. And hooks, because those are the two things... Well, the previous one, because Bill Beats, like, does that well, and now I'm starting to hear when things when it's not, and then, you know... and with hooks, I'm like, okay, hooks are something I need to work on, so... What are my peers and my colleagues doing?
What
with their
are you
shit?
liking that they do that you can take and utilize to build what you need?
Exactly. And One Up Funk has a dope hook.
They had a high bar that they set themselves. They were real strong last round with Chupacabra, and I think they do it again with this one. They work together so well. Mm-hmm. They feel like, I know they've got their one album on Bandcamp. I don't know how long they've been working together as musicians.
It feels like
coming off Tanner and Beefy to these two, it feels like another band that's been around each other for a while.
Yeah, like there are definitely folks within our community who you can tell they've worked together for years. Which is great. Like, being a part of one of those, like, partnerships where, like, you've worked with the same person for, like, years.
The bridge singing into it, everything works on this track.
I love a good bridge.
Yeah.
I love a good bridge.
Yeah, I love it because the last two tracks this round, for me, are 9 and 10 songs. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, is just a gift to go out on 37 tracks. 10 out of 10.
10. Good job.
All right, greater thoughts this VPC, this round.
For this round?
Yeah.
Good job. Most of us still need to work on our vocal and instro leveling. Either the vocalists, most of the times, the instrumentation is taking way too much space away from the vocalists. So we just need to balance that out more, y'all.
Agreed. I think that's the big theme. On the all positive notes, I gave out like 5 or 6 10s this round, and a lot of 8s and 9s, right? Like when people have been talking on Facebook about how much stronger a lot of teams brought it this round, and how well a lot of teams that had been bringing it gave us another good track. Like, this is a really good round, which is cool on a chiptunes round with multis. I am going to bring back a note from Shubs, though. ADLIBS, definitely something most teams, including myself, need to work on. If you didn't add them at all, then you need to start figuring out how to do that. And if you added them but they weren't quite right or they didn't quite gel, just keep working on them, because Shubs is right, and you can hear it in her track, you can hear it in Dash's track, you can hear it in a very different way in Helephino's track. When they're done well, the track is better. When they're done okay, the track is worse. And when they're not done at all, and maybe you just don't do them at all and you never get that skill, but on medium to slow pace songs, you lose something, because you don't have that tool in your tool belt for something to pop a track up a bit more. I will constantly say one of my favorite ad-libs and hypes of all time is in an MC Frontalot song, in the song First World Problems. And he talks, he's got his chorus and everything, and he sings it, and he talks about the center channel on his surround sound not making anything, and he just says the line, "I can hear it, it's not making any noise." And it is one of the funniest, most accurate First World Problem like complaints, and it's a moment in the song I wait for. And so it can be funny like that. It can be a statement like that during kind of an instrumental pause where there's not a lot going on vocally or instrumentally. It can be hypes with just woos and yeah.
I mean, that's all you need.
And everything. It just depends on the vibe of the song. But start looking into them. Look for good examples online and emulate it. I say this knowing full well that I will not do that. But that's just not who I am as an MC. I'm not a big hype ad-libs. I like dubs. I'm not a big ad-libs person. And so...
I mean, to be fair, I don't do a lot of ad-libs anymore.
But
when I need to...
You got them. When they party tracks...
Oh, yes.
They come in.
Yeah.
But great VPC, good questions, good submissions. And I'm proud of you, VPC. We are at round 3, and we had 37 submissions again. So for the people that at this point kind of know they don't have that chance of winning, they might not even be in the top 5 or the top 10. Me. They're still working, and that's the point of this, is to release music and hone your craft and push yourself to do things on a timeline that maybe you're not comfortable with and kind of stretch your abilities out a little bit. So good job. And if I didn't like your track, yeah, maybe next time.
Yep. We're 2 Yoked Bros. Bye.
2 Yoked Bros. Like and subscribe.
Gross.
You can find us on Dying of Exposure on the YouTube channel or on Facebook, Dying of Exposure, or on Twitter, Dying of Exposure, or on Friendster, Dying of Exposure. We're not on Friendster.
No, we're not.
There's OkCupid, Dying of Exposure.
Really?
JDate, Dying of Exposure. Yeah, thanks. We will see you for the December tracks.